Hello, everyone. Welcome into our makeshift stream today for D1 Club Hockey Senior Night. As you look your way to the ice, you realize that there is a team missing. Merciers was not able to make it here today, so we will still have our ceremony recognizing our four seniors, Keith Reed, Nate Isaac, Rob Byrne, and Reno Patrick. And then after that, we'll have some fun. Skills competition, some 3-on-3. It's going to be a fun little afternoon here, and they're going to start the senior ceremonies off here with the captain. Played every game except for one throughout his career, Keith Reed.
Yeah.
Phil Baczynski with the reading downstairs, as Reed be the first of the four to make his way towards the black carpet, not the red carpet. The captain gets saluted off, has some other family in the crowd with some fatheads of his face along the boards. One, as he gets the pictures on here, you can see part of it on the screen. A young Keith and then a Keith now. But one of the most decorated players in RMU D1 club history, including that goal last year to send RMU to the second round overtime against what would have been today's opponent, Mercyhurst. Probably one of the most electric goals in the last couple of seasons.
Yes, definitely. Any overtime goal is electric, but especially in the playoffs, it's a different story.
As Keith will get some of the other family members out for some pictures now. No time constraints here. They can take as long as they want. There's no delay of a team waiting. The ice is theirs for as long as they want to as well. From what we've learned, is going to be 3 different teams for the 3-on-3. Some special guest appearances we made. Kevin Mackey and George Macrocostas, both coaches, will make their way as players today for this 3-on-3 tournament. That's going to be exciting to see some of the old alumni, see how sharp they are.
Yeah.
You know, George plays for Team Greece in the offseason. Kevin Mackey played with the Pittsburgh River Monsters last year as well as some time overseas. But put their skills to the test here. Keith Reed makes his way back to the bench, saluting his teammates. And now Rob Byrne, the second senior, has been here all 4 years of his collegiate career. The New York native has played both forward and defense throughout his career. One of the vocal leaders and best defensemen that RMU has seen in quite some time. Rob Byrne will get saluted off by his teammates now. And now Nathan Isaac, 4 years with the D1 club program. The last 2 years found himself in a mainstay role. Got his first career goal in the beginning of last year and netted one just last weekend to get his first of the season. Nate Isaac, one of the glue guys you have to have on every team, gets honored here on Senior Day.
His most memorable game would be scoring his first ACHA goal in the first week of games his junior year. In the same game, he saved the puck from going into the net to keep the game tied going into overtime, ultimately winning the game in overtime. That's definitely one of his favorite games. Honorable mention goes to all the charity games, and there's nothing better than playing hockey in front of a packed house. He is joined today by his parents, Pat and Ray, his brothers, Eli and Caleb, and his girlfriend, Olivia. We would also like to give special thanks to his mom and dad for all of the support they have provided over his career, along with Coach Joseph and Joyce for taking a chance on him when he came in as a freshman injured and gave him the opportunity to play Division I.
Nate Isaac for 25 in the red, white, and blue. And finally, the netminder, Reno Patrick, came here 3 years ago as a West Virginia transfer. And after sitting behind the great Kevin Mackey and Parker Rutherford, gets a chance to start and hasn't looked back since.
After graduation, Reno plans to continue his education, working towards his master's degree. One of Reno's favorite hockey memories in RMU was during his freshman year when the team traveled to Liberty and pulled off an upset that was broadcast on ESPN+. The atmosphere in that rink and excitement of the win made him memorable in his college career. The most memorable games for Reno came when he participated in the Ronald McDonald House charity games. Playing in front of a crowd and knowing that the game was supporting such a great cause to raise money for children in need made the experience incredibly meaningful. Reno credits Gino Colombo for playing a significant role in helping him to get to RMU and is grateful for what he did. All the morning practices and late night games are all worth it, and we do it again in a heartbeat. To his teammates, he's been fortunate enough to play us alongside. Thank you for all the great memories over the years and friendships that they've won. To the coaches, thank you for always believing in me, pushing me harder than me because you saw my capabilities and helping develop as an adult. And to his family, thank you for everything you've done for me, from all the early morning practices and late night drives home on Sunday, and most of all, thank you for all your love and support through it all.
All the seniors will gather for one final picture before the festivities begin. And one of the most interesting senior nights, I think, to have ever happened. We're still going to have some fun here.
Yes.
Even if there's not a makeup game, this will just have some little bit of fun before the playoffs start next weekend, whoever it may be.
This will definitely throw a wrench into that, but
we'll talk about it a little bit
for
later.
now, it's all about those four men right there.
Yes. And an honorable mention as well to Tyler Draper, who got honored a couple years back, is back again for one final go, and we'll get someone honored here as well for senior night, playing in his last couple games with the Colonials. As Kevin Mackey will join him, as well as Coach Joseph. As Tyler Draper and Kevin Mackey get honored and saluted here. All right, skills competition.
Skills competition.
All right, if I'm not mistaken here, it is the relay race is going to come first. If I heard that right from Coach Joseph earlier.
I think that's the only one we heard that it was happening. So.
And after that will be a 3-on-3 skills game, to our knowledge as well, between three different teams.
That's why there's three different jerseys
yes.
on the ice.
And you have three goalies. It'll be Patrick Holborn in the blue, wearing his not normal number in 35. Reno Patrick in the creams in his usual 31. And the special number 30 for Kevin Mackey in the gray uniforms. So you're told the seniors did pick the teams. So we'll see if Byrne, Reed, Isaac, who elects to change jerseys. It looks like Byrne is going to head to the dressing room to get a new one. And looks like I think Reed's going to change into a different color here too. So Nate Isaac
Got to keep the cream.
Yeah, he's the one that gets to keep that color on. We'll get a little stretch in here, but Andrew, you talked about in the end of that senior night ceremony about the implications of that Mercier's game being canceled. If it is not being able to play, RMU will fall to the number 6 seed and will have to play Kent State. But if that game is made up and RMU is victorious, they will play number 4, West Virginia. It's just a very overall weird scenario, but in the end, RMU still is in the playoffs. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Do they have a preference on who they play? We're not sure. They've beaten both of those teams. But at the end of the day, I think you might pick one more than the other. But will that game happen? We're not sure. Because it has to be played, I believe, by Wednesday at the absolute latest, because otherwise you're playing 4 games in a row, and I don't think anyone wants to do that.
I don't think so.
But 4-team cream, captain for them will be Nate Isaac, Andrew Finnegan, as well as on that team, as well as forwards Jimmy Passanante, Trevor Kohlberg, Anthony Sharamonti, and Devin Rourke. That's a pretty loaded team there. If you especially talk about speed, I think you got 2 debatably the fastest guys on that roster. Four-team gray, Tyler Draper and Keith Reed, the 2 captains, if you will, of that squad. A lot of skill between those 2. And they'll have Connor Moran alongside them. I'm sorry, Jimmy Passanante. It looks like a Poods in the number 12 in the cream.
Oh.
They're trying to throw us off guard here.
Yes, they are.
They put us in with little knowledge, and we have to go off of just visual. Travis Strutt as well in the grays.
Martin as well.
Trying to go along here. Don't want to cut to an intermission. We don't want to miss. They're going to throw like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
No break at all here. Nick Dobransky in the blue, as well as forward Michael Hurst, Corbin Ragno, George Makrokostas in the number 15 in the blue. Is that everybody?
Looks like Walker.
Walker, maybe? In the
And then
blues?
I think Byrne will grab a blue as well.
Think everyone's accounted for? Yes, Walker's in the 21 blue. They're really trying to throw us off, aren't they?
Looks like they're going to do a little warm-up, too.
Get the goalie set. As Mackey takes the net to the left, Patrick to the right. Patrick going a little showboat early on. Says, all right, it's not an actual game, but I want to get loose here.
Yeah, looks like they're setting up a little RMU one-touch. A staple in all RMU practices.
The favorite across the board, I believe.
I don't know about that on our team.
D4's not a fan of the one. Because we always talked about in the game shows, when if it would ever come down to a skills competition, we wanted to have it happen, and then coincidentally, by not our own doing, a skills competition falls right into our lap.
Yeah.
It'll be exciting here. If it is an individual, what are a couple of your favorites here for the fastest skater on this team?
I'm thinking Rorick's up there. I'm thinking Passanante. I'm thinking Moran. Those are my 3.
Okay. I like Walker. This is another one in there. Sharamonti.
Yes.
They don't count Rob Byrne either.
No.
I think if Byrne gets some speed going, he might be one of those guys that just puts on the afterburners and just might beat you by that hair. When it comes to the 3-on-3, some of your top guys are watching some open space.
I think you're going to look a lot at that cream, and Devin Rorick leads the team already, and you give him more space, I think he's going to get a lot creative with how he plays the game.
Only 21 goals on the season.
That's a small amount.
No, nothing much at all for him. On the blue side, Michael Hurst has a couple OT winners to his name, a couple game-winning goals. Garrett Walker paired up with him. That's a very speedy unit to watch.
From this year specifically, you got Moran.
Yep.
Overtime winner against Drexel. He could be another one to spot during this.
You look up and down the lineup, and especially the last couple of weeks, everyone getting their fair share of opportunity. The team's starting to glue together. And put themselves in a situation almost getting that number 4 spot when seemingly they were almost locked into number 6, but a couple come from behind victories, some upsets over teams like Kent State. And this team, we talked about the odd years. Ever since, I believe, 2017, RMU has made a championship in every odd year since that year.
Seems like a good start.
Of course, we'll have to wait and see if they'll finish off the year with that heartbreaking loss to West Virginia, or a Mercyhurst game will be played. He said if a game is not scheduled, it'll be Friday night against Kent State. If there is a schedule and RMU wins, they will play the West Virginia Mountaineers. Looking across the rest of the CHMA, IUP is the number 1 seed, to no one's surprise. 3rd straight year they've done that. They're looking for the three-peat. John Carroll, number 2 seed, beat them earlier in the year, and in the second game took them to a shootout where IUP won. Kent State, of course, in 3. West Virginia is 4. That is all locked into place, and of course, we're waiting between the RMU side. If it's no game, Duquesne will get 5, RMU will get 6. If not, vice versa. Your total go to around 5 o'clock, 5:20 at the latest for our skills competition to end. And then upstairs for the senior dinner and recognition for all these guys. As Coach Joseph and Coach Joyce on the ice seemingly might be our quote-unquote officiating crew for today. Rob Burns actually in the stands.
Yes, we will not be on Team Blue.
Is he getting a little coaching from the stands here?
Yeah.
We'll see. Or just wants to sit with the family, elects not to participate, and maybe we'll come in later. We'll throw all the pucks into the net. And it looks like our first challenge may begin here. We're thinking it is the relay.
We do have orange puck set up, so insinuating cones.
Okay. I like the creativity here. As Coach Joyce will dig them out. Coach Joseph also told us this is not the first time this has happened, where a senior night has been canceled because of weather. They said actually it was Coach Joyce's senior year.
Yes.
That Niagara was supposed to come and play the Colonials, and that game was canceled due to snow. So weird how that kind of goes full circle.
Yeah.
For Coach Joyce. Wonder if you see some goalie shots from far end like you see in the All-Star game.
That'd be a fun one.
That's I believe it was Kevin Mackey was shooting from down there and put one into the net. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the favorite, if that is an actual competition here today.
Well, it looks like we're setting up some stick handling, so it'll be interesting.
Stick handling. If it is that, who are you thinking?
There's a lot of good stick handlers on this team, but I kind of want to give it to Reed.
I like that. Close angle or sharp angle chances for him all year long. Really good in tight space. I think maybe Draper, one of the veterans on this team, has some really good hands. Corbin Ragno, maybe an underdog. Didn't get to see much of him this year with the injury bug. George Makarkos is trying to spoil some senior nights possibly here too. The coaches will go over what the plan is. To us, we don't know.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Phil Baczynski downstairs also does not know.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna go as they go. It's the most makeshift stream we've ever had.
Yep. And we hope they don't just run a full practice, because then that's just broadcasting a practice for an opponent.
Sorry, Kent State.
No, they'd like that.
Yeah. Unfair advantages for Kent State. Anthony Bruno in the comments from the Akron D3 club hockey team. I know him and Nate Isaac pretty good friends. He says put Nate Isaac's jersey in the rafters. What do you say to that?
I think it's a good one.
I think it's there's a lot of space in here for some jerseys.
Yeah.
Put it right here above the broadcast booth.
Right here.
Have it right there.
The Nate Isaac broadcast booth?
gets a little sponsorship for the broadcast booth. I'm
Yep.
okay with that. The teams separate. Cream's going to make their way to the right side of the ice.
Looks like Cream will be the first team to go, it looks like, as Blue and Gray have both taken knees.
The 4 Cream skaters make their way down to that far corner. We'll bring Isaac up towards the blue line. Rourke, Apud, and Sharamonte, the 3 that are down there. And then Finnegan, Isaac, and Kohlberg, the one toward the RMU bench. That shot from Patrick. Well, I know it wasn't on camera, but Patrick Kohlberg's going far down on that net. Maybe consider him playing out a game.
Yeah. We'll see who's the goalie for this as well, if they even have one.
I'm not sure if it'd be Patrick. It's your own team. You don't want to.
He's the only one that's not standing right now,
Yeah.
so I'd assume it won't be him.
It's like Patty Colburn. No, Patrick.
Oh, they're setting up pucks in front. Maybe he's shooting.
Okay. Maybe I was right in your little guess earlier.
We're just guessing
Yeah.
the whole time. This whole
That's
stream
all
will be
it's
us
been is
guessing. Team Blue seeming to be in a much more cohesive unit as they are all sitting together as opposed to Gray, who are kind of further spread apart, and even Martin joining into the conversation with Team Blue.
Is Garrett Walker, I think, trying to devise a game plan. He's pointing towards the puck saying, we want to do this, we want to do that. That's some good strategy. I don't know who elected to go first, if that's Nate Isaac's call. But Cream will go first. Alejandro Apud set.
Kohlberg ready at the blue line for whatever his portion of this is.
Apud hits one puck. Gets this up to Kohlberg. Gonna get his chance to skate around with this one. Puts the shot on for Patrick. Patrick winding up. That one's going to be on the ice. Does it have enough? It does. Reno Patrick, goalie goal. Rourke next up. One of Andrew's favorites for one of the quickest skaters. Really good handles there from Rourke.
Yeah.
The defenseman Finnegan gives it to Patrick. Wind up. That one's going to go wide right and slapped in by Apud, but that's not going to count. Here's Tony Sharamonte to get his chance. Beautifully done by the sophomore forward, Nate Isaac. For his portion of the relay, gives this back to Patrick. And this one's going to go wide left. 1 for 3 from Patrick.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. You got to assume that a goal from the goalie may take some time off.
I'm not sure how this timing works either.
No.
So maybe if it's a goalie goal, maybe minus a couple seconds. Not sure, but I think for Cream, pretty good. I'd say from the skating aspect, you got the 3 quickest guys out of the group. We're quick to move that puck up the ice. As Blue's going to go with, looks like Walker and Dobransky will be the 2 to take on this challenge, and then Ragno, Makrokostas, and Hurst the ones up high. With Patty Colburn will be the one to shoot from his net. All the RMU goalies we've seen a lot throughout the season have been very active coming out of their nets, so this might be their element.
Yeah.
Oh, Dobransky loses the puck, and Cream's up in arms, wanting to take some time off of that clock.
Grabs the wrong puck, that's why.
Oh, boy.
You see a puck at center ice, that's the puck that he was supposed to have.
Hurst plays this to Colburn, loses it in the corner. Cream very happy with the start, as he'll muscle this one towards the net, wide left. Here's Walker in his fellow roommate Alejandro Apud's jersey. Up for Ragno. Cream up in arms saying he missed one of the obstacles. Colburn's second attempt. This one wide left. Dobransky will get a second go. as Makrokostas awaits. And Dobransky, a clean one this time around. Makrokostas sends it on net. Colburn has a little trouble with it. Winds up. This one wide left. 0 for 3 for Team Blue on the goalie goals. And a couple miscues off the draw kind of set them behind.
Yeah, I think Cream's definitely in the lead on this one so far. We don't have the official times. It'd be nice if, they were synced somehow that we could hear them.
Yeah, or if Phil would say at the end, maybe like 17, 22, whatever it may be.
That's the hope.
Just passing on, taking a little test run in here while the coaches reset. Him, Reed, and Moran, the ones that will face the first obstacle, Draper, Martin, and Strutt. The ones that will give it off to Kevin Mackey and his chance to spoil some fun for the Team Cream.
Definitely would be a nice spoiler if a coach ends up winning.
Passanante will go first. Wait for Coach Joseph to reset the iPhone.
Probably type in the other time into the notes app.
Got a spreadsheet going maybe down there. Want to share? Passanante gets through. Draper puts this one on. Kevin Mackey settles. Fires this one down. Has some good muscle on it, but that one just wide of the right post. Probably the best looking goalie shot we've seen so far. Oh, Reed stumbles. Both teams applauding. Here's Braden Martin. Good pass to Mackey. Winds up. This one wide left. One wide right, one wide left. The only thing left is down the middle.
I think his viewfinder might finally be fixed.
Oh, Moran hits one puck. We'll get this to Travis Strutt. On net, Mackey. Winds up. This one wide left as Passanante will tip it over to Moran. He fans on it. And 0 for 3 is Team Gray. So Reno Patrick, the only goal out of 9 attempts from the netminder.
On the first one, too.
Yeah. Beginner's luck, because ever since then it was 0 for 8 across the board.
The coaches figure out the times.
From our opinion here, I think Cream probably had the quicker
especially if they get time off.
Cream wins the first event.
Yes.
We didn't need to. We just saw the justification right there. The first event to, you want to call him Team Patrick / Isaac?
It's up to
Team
you.
Cream.
Team Cream.
Not sure what the second event will be or if they'll jump into the 3-on-3s.
I heard there was 5-6 events. I overheard that from Joseph talking to Phil Pachinski.
Okay. We're going full out skills competition. I like that. Because we heard one for sure, and after they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to scrimmage. Like, okay, that's one event, whatever. We can do more. Let's go. They make their way to the right side of the ice. What do you think this one could be?
This could be your speed relay.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Cream's the far right of the screen. Blue will be in the middle, and Gray's off to the left. In this challenge, you put your fastest skater, in your opinion, first, or you play off matchups? I wonder how they choose, if it's just at random or not.
Well, based on the line, looks like your goalies are going to.
Oh, boy.
Which we have done, for our practice. I don't think it's been since sophomore year that we've done races in practice. It's always better to put your goalie first.
I think it's most entertaining first. Did you win in yours?
I did.
Okay, look at you. I did not know that. Good for you, too.
Because that was back when I didn't know how to skate very well, so I could go fast. I just didn't know how to,
As long as
maneuver.
you stopped in the boards by the end of it, you were fine. Maybe the goalies aren't, because Corbin Ragnow looks to be set for Team Blue.
Unless the goalies are going last.
Maybe.
They may
Save
have
the
made that
best for
decision.
last.
If we're going look through these teams, who do you got for fastest?
Cream, I'm giving it to, I think, Sharamonte.
Which team? Which
I
team
don't
is
know.
winning?
That's tough. I don't know. I think it's pretty even down
Yeah.
here, I think. You have like two, really quick guys on each side, and a lot of them are going to go right here off the get-go. Passanante for Team Cream, Ragnow for Team Blue, and Apud for Team Gray.
Looks like Mackey's going first.
Is Mackey going to go up against the forwards here?
So it looks like we got a little hiding situation over there on Team Gray. Trying to hide Mackey that he's actually the one going first.
Look, you got Moran stepping up here, too. Passanante pushes him off. Says, nope, I'm first.
That would be a very Kevin Mackey move to have someone hide him and he goes first.
The ultimate disguise. Mackey might be the underdog favorite in this. There he goes. Ragnow, Passanante, and Mackey. As Passanante has the edge here. We'll get there first. Mackey a little behind. It's between Cream and Blue. Passanante ahead by a stretch. Gets there first for Cream. Isaac and Walker. Walker on his horse is going to get some time back for Blue as Passanante has to hurry for Team Gray.
It looks like there's a big lead, but also you got to think about the other two have goalies left.
Yes. Rourke, Makrokostas, and now Gray gets Draper out there. Makrokostas and Walker have really bought a lot of time back here for Blue. Hurst, Finnegan will go. Martin late for Gray. Hurst into that blue paint. Has a couple of strides ahead against Cream. Stebransky gets set as well now as Trevor Kohlberg. Connor Moran gets going for Gray.
Looks like Patty's going next for Blue. They think they have a big
Smart
enough
move.
lead.
Blue looking like the heavy favorites. As there goes Colburn. Passing on, that's Apud. Off for Cream. Strut for Gray. Colburn.
Walker's the one going twice for Blue.
Smart move for Blue here. You're probably the fastest skater on that lineup. Reed for Gray, Patrick for Cream.
This is final three.
Walker's there first. Has a nice stretch over everyone. And Team Blue wins the race. Gray in second with the comeback. And Cream falls to third. As Blue started off a little slow at first. And then after that, all wheels go.
Yeah.
And get the W in the race.
Only team without a win now is Gray.
Be something if it goes down to the final event and everyone's tied.
That would be fun. A 3v3 tournament with all three teams with 2 wins.
Huh, it's like the Four Nations. You have the U.S. with their 2 regulation wins, and you have everyone else tied at 2 points.
Cream sent to the bench.
Okay.
Don't know what we're setting up here.
That net's still separating the 2 teams. This must be an individual challenge between 2.
Almost looks like they're going to race again. But unless it was last team gets eliminated.
Maybe.
You just didn't want to be last.
Colburn wants to go first for Team Blue. As Passanante sets the screen for Mackey, it'll be the goalies to start this off. So no for sure winner quite yet. Mackey and Colburn start this off. Colburn victorious on the first leg of the race. And will beat Kevin Mackey as Stebransky and Passanante the next 2 to go. Give credit for the goaltenders. That was pretty close between the 2
Yeah.
of them. Stebransky gets a couple strides ahead. We'll send Ragnow and Draper respectively for the 2 clubs. I'm sure Cream's okay taking a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Ragno with the win here against Draper, Makrokostas, and Martin the next two. Team Greece is watching, George. It's your trial. Come on.
Blue has to have someone run again, though, and they have not used Walker yet. So unless he's going back-to-back, he's not going twice again.
Makrokostas wins, but Martin closed the gap here for Gray. Hurst and Moran. As Moran just looks kind of gas on his last leg back. Walker goes now for Blue. And Strutt for Gray. Dobransky looks to be the one up to go for the second time here.
Looks like it.
Back is Walker. Here goes Dobransky going up against Reed. The final leg of this one.
Reed was one that closed the gap on for Gray.
This one's close. Reed slightly ahead, and Gray comes back and beats Blue. Each team with a win across the board now.
Yeah. Reed doing a great job coming back in the first race, catching up to Patrick to avoid getting last. And then on that one, able to come back and beat Dobransky.
Every team will get a little bit of a breather now. And doing laps like that, you're going to get tired real quick.
It's a punishment for most. He just turned it into something fun.
It was like that every practice where it seemed like you were racing and it wasn't the quote-unquote suicides that you guys do in practice. I think everyone would think it would be more fun.
That's how it was disguised for us in freshman year.
That's just a good job by former Coach Bubs there. Learn from Coach Joseph. It just trickles down the coaching tree. We wait for them to set the next one, of course, get the water break in, catch the breath.
Yes.
Get set for whatever they have next. So far, pretty fun start to the event, with Cream taking the first relay, and then the races going first by Team Blue, and then followed up by Team Gray. For everyone getting a win across the board. Eventually, we'll get to some scrimmage 3-on-3 between the the three teams, excuse me. Of course, two teams at once. Three teams on the ice at the same time would be pretty chaotic. I don't know how you divide the ice up either.
You got to add a third prong at the blue line.
That just seems like a lot of work.
Have to extend the ice through the benches or toward us.
Yes, throw it into the stands. So yeah, Nets are going to go back to their moorings. So the goaltenders will get a little usage here. Maybe shootout.
That could be it. Save streak.
I think Coach Joseph watched back the podcast.
Yes.
Like, look, we're going to do this. Not in order, but just ideas. Colburn to our left, Patrick to the right. Some pucks work their way towards center. A lot of them are in the corners, though. Now we'll all go to center.
Could be a big game of 7-puck.
Could be. There's Passanante on cleanup crew down on the right side of the ice.
There are 7 pucks.
Yep.
There are 7 pucks on the one side, so.
A fun game of 7-puck.
Or maybe a couple pucks going the other side.
There's 3. And looks like 6.
Hurst asking
Need some more.
Colburn for a couple more. That's 6 on each side.
6-puck. Just take away 1. Makes it go by a little quicker. Looks like Gray and Blue will be the two teams to battle first.
Looks like Cream and Blue.
Or Cream and Blue, yes. This Cream obviously has more skaters, so Blue, you'll see more of them.
This will be an interesting one to catch on camera as it happens at both sides at the same time.
Not sure how we call that.
I'll call one side, you call the other.
Yeah, it's just going to be very chaotic.
Yep.
Dilemmas. Shot Patrick got Colbert. Oh, who scored? I don't know.
One of them did.
Somebody scored.
And it's high pace and it's fast.
Especially when you move up the ranks from even 4. I've seen 4s before. It's quick. Imagine what 1 is like. So it's Kohlberg and Ragnow. Trying to watch this at the same time is very tough. Kohlberg to our left. Misses. Ragnow to the right. Also misses. So we now Finnegan and Walker. Walker to the right, puts one on, save Patrick. Finnegan the other end, and scores. So Cream with the first goal. Isaac and Hurst the other ways. Hurst splits Patrick. Blue gets it back. Oh, between the legs by Nate Isaac. Fancy. Macker Costas can't open up Patrick. Shermonti also denied. Bransky walks in, opens up Patrick. And Passanante goal the other way. Even across the board, Andrew, right? I believe?
Yes, 2-2.
Rorick denied, other end Hurst to win it. Opens up Patrick and he gets the save. A lot of back and forth.
So tied at 2.
Yeah. How do you decide
Wonder if
it?
it's going to be an accumulative score.
Possibly is, as Gray is hopping over the boards.
So one team will pass out. They're both at 2. And then Blue will have their second go to add to their 2. I feel like that's what it's going to be.
I like it. Fun little game here for these teams.
That's how we're going to score it, at least. They may score it differently on the ice.
Who knows? Like I said, we're going just for whatever we think's going on.
This is also not 7-puck. This is just shootouts.
Yeah, pretty much shootout. Makeshift shootout. Where you go from your own blue line instead of center.
Blue is sitting on the bench, so maybe it's just one run for Gray.
Okay. As Colburn awaits to the left of us, we get some Freebird going in the other arena. One of the most popular songs as of lately. As everyone here on the ice, except for Alejandro, who was born in the States, but is a U.S. citizen now. There's a shot by Moran and a good stop there. Or, excuse me, a goal against Colburn.
Yes.
Opened up the 5-hole. Here's Draper's shot, and getting a piece of it was Colburn. So the score to beat here is 2. Strut shot, save there by Colburn to shoulder. Up to Braden Martin. Oh, Paczynski a little too early on that goal horn. Opens up and scores. There's number 2. Now for Reed to win it. Save by Colburn, down to Passanante. Will all teams be tied at 2? Walks in. Upstairs, denied, and Colburn keeps it a tie.
It is a 2-2-2 tie.
How do you decide that?
One at a time.
One at a time? Okay.
That's how I would decide it.
Cream still sitting. Now to the benches, they will await if they want to run it back or move on to the next challenge.
Could just be a 3-way tie.
Everyone gets a point. Okay, scores 2-2-2 across the board
Yes.
and challenges then.
Or it's just 1.3 across the board.
George is talking with Paczynski. Get an idea of what they're doing next. In his team grease helmet, of course, not trying to flex.
Yeah.
Is number 95. I also learned after the West Virginia game, Kyle Fotopoulos, the one that shut out RMU on Friday, was the goalie for Team Greece
Wow.
in the tournament last year. He did also mention that they did beat Team Mexico, and that is Team Alejandro's team. He did make sure to emphasize that Alejandro's team did get beat by George's team. And they are rivals again today.
Yeah.
Little friendly revenge.
See what we're setting up here. Looks like Phil's finally getting included in the conversation of what is happening next. Looks like they're going to put time on the clock. So we may be starting our
3-on-3s.
Our 3-on-3. With Gray versus Cream to start, it looks like. Those are the two goalies that are out.
That's right. Patrick and Kevin Mackey. As we'll split play-by-play duties, make it fair for the two of us. Andrew, you want the first game? Second? How do you want it? We didn't talk about before.
We mentioned it, but we didn't, decide.
You get game one. You're starting off early.
Throw me into everything.
We're going to throw each other back and forth the rest of this.
Let's hope there's 4 games then.
Let's hope so. I assume everyone plays each other and then the finale?
Oh, we're switching things up. It's actually Blue versus Cream.
Okay. So Kevin Mackey takes a seat. Patrick Colburn comes on. And Jimmy Passanante's our ref.
Jimmy Passanante will be dropping the puck, at least. Faceoff will be won by... It'll eventually make its way to Rorik, as Cream will move in, trying to get around Makrokostas behind the net. Rorik still with it, into the slot. Shot goes wide. Sharamonti will fan on that pass before eventually moving it down. Deflected pass goes right to Rorik in the slot over the net. Makrokostas will try and clear it down to Hurst. He'll find it. Breakaway on Patrick. And he will score. First goal goes to Hurst of this 5-minute game, it looks like, based on the clock. Rorik has it bounce off his stick by Dobransky. Passanante will move it over to Rorik. He's now in the slot. His shot save made by Coburn. Over to Sharamonti. Tries to find Coburg, intercepted by Walker. Turned over and poked in right there by Sharamonti, and it's tied at 1.
Good shift there from both sides. And have to be quick here with these changes.
Walker will try and move it up, gets stopped by Finnegan. We'll move it over to Kohlberg. Kohlberg drops it. Isaac. Shot, save made, rebound is there. Cleared out by Blue. Finnegan at the point. 3:30 to go. Moved in, tried to find Kohlberg, couldn't find his stick. Isaac gets around 1. Makes way around. Walker, backhand shot goes high and wide. Finnegan. Over to Isaac. Isaac will move it down to Kohlberg. Can't find his stick, and now it'll be taken by Hurst. Hurst tried to find Dobransky. He couldn't. Isaac up to Finnegan, who leaves it for Kohlberg. Kohlberg to try and get around Makrokostas. We'll move it back to Isaac, who sends it to Finnegan. Poked off his stick by Ragno. He can't get around Isaac, though. He goes for a wraparound save made by Patrick.
I think that was intentional. I think he wanted to do a stretch save like that.
I think he did, too. Try not to break something before this weekend, though.
You're already playing with half goaltenders at the moment.
Makrokostas turns it over to Finnegan. He'll move it into Rorik. Rorik into the slot. Gets steps on the puck, I believe. What he picked up? Passanante. Drops it to Rorik. Intercepted. Makrokostas with it. 2-on-1 for Blue. Makrokostas. Dancing through the whole Cream team. Tries to find Ragno. Out of his reach, though. Makrokostas will pick it up. Up to Hurst. He will chip it in. But it's Sharamonti. He'll move it to Rorik. Rorik gets around Makrokostas. Still with it. Save made by Coburn. Now Blue the other way. Ragno. Between the legs. Save made Patrick. Sharamonti tried to find Rorik. Intercepted by Ragno. Ragno off the boards. Hurst is going to chase, but Patrick will be the one to get to it. And who move it up? Rorik with it. Over to Sharamonti. Tried to find Passanante. Turned over. Hurst with it. Hurst will carry. In front. 5-hole for Walker.
What a goal by Walker. I think Apud was just tired there as he stretched down the line of Smith. He's been out there for quite some time.
Walker to Makar-Costas. Up to Hurst. Sends it the length of the ice, killing time as they know there's only 30 seconds left and they're up by 1. Coburn with it, pulling off a wall.
Take it up ice, Patty.
To move it up to Hurst. Hurst across. Walker off the post. 20 seconds. Pass there is intercepted by Hurst. Hurst gets around Kohlberg. 10 seconds to go. Turns around. Is going to skate back to his own zone. As time expires, he'll move it up to Makar-Costas, who will hold it up against the wall. And that will be it for Game 1. Blue taking it 2-1.
There's a lot at stake here.
Yeah.
Hurst realizes that. He's going to take that back as Rourke was just laughing at him like, come on. We really want to do this. Reno Patrick actually, with that last rush down the other way, went to the hash and looked toward the bench. Nate Isaac waved him up and said, no, go back. We're not doing that. But Blue wins 2-1. And that'll be Gray versus Cream. So Reno Patrick stays in, and Kevin Mackey gets set for Team Gray. Our first look at him in some game action now.
Yeah.
As our makeshift referee will be Michael Hurst this time. Be won by Reed. Draper for Reed. Take this all the way back. You're acting like this is an actual overtime, too, here. If you're Kent State or West Virginia, you might be watching this going, okay, like, can I take away something from this come playoff time? If it gets to that point. Reed. Cross ice wanted Draper. Finnegan will grab it for Team Cream. Up for Alejandro Apud. Wearing the Passanante jersey to throw everybody off.
Yes, including me for the entirety of that first game.
Jimmy's on the ice now. Well, he's on the bench, I should say, for Team Gray. Apud in front. Wanted a man in front. Moran takes it away for Gray. Up for Reed. Sends it to Draper. Works against Finnegan. Backhand shot. Kick. Save. Rebound for Reed. He scores. The seniors connect. Reed from Draper. It's 1-0 Gray. Fans are loving it. Gray changing. Finnegan over to Nate Isaac. Backhand. Out comes Mackey. That hits off the netting. There's no referees. That's going to continue.
Yeah.
Here's Nate Isaac dancing in. Sends to the corner to Apud. Works his way to the top of the circle. Drives his way in. Drop pass for Finnegan. Finnegan winds up a shot and a save by Mackey. Finnegan collects it in the corner. Pressured by Passanante. Gets it across to Isaac. Down to Apud. Through the middle. Couldn't hit Isaac, and now Gray with a chance. Passanante down that right wall. Sends it underneath. Down for Strutt. Up high to Martin. Martin steps in a shot, and a save there by Reno Patrick. Finnegan puts on the moves and dances away. You only have 5-6 players a team, so you're playing almost the entirety of this 5 minutes if you're not part of the first change. Kohlberg drops for Sharamonte. Cross ice for Rourke. Held scoreless in the first game in the goal column. That's a big plus. There's a save by Mackey. Rebound, and Sharamonte can tap it in as Cream gets it back. All players on the ice are going to get a point on that one. We're keeping track just for the fun of it. 1-1. I'm not sure if it's tied, if there's an overtime or just considered a tie. Throw an extra man on the clock and see what happens. Martin to backhand and a save by Patrick. Down to 2:10 to go. Quickly up ice, Kohlberg to Rourke. Down the left wall. Rourke holding a shot and a save by Mackey. Leave this off for Draper. All the way down for Reed. What a pass. Reed works his way in. Puts one towards the net. Almost gets through Reno Patrick. Now the other way. Breakaway for Sharamonte off the stretch feed from Rourke. Sharamonte to the backhand, and he scores. Kareem gets their first lead of the makeshift tournament. Colbert couldn't settle it. Here's Moran the other way with 1:30 to go. Moran walks in, puts one off the glass.
I think Gray just needs to put a guy on Sharamonte. He's scored every goal for Cream,
It's only two. 2-1 lead.
including last game.
That's right. I forgot about that. But this time, Gray gets it right back. It's Draper to make it 2-2. The other way for Rourke. Minute to go. Rourke puts it on. Saved by Mackey. Plays off for Strutt. Up ice to Moran. Dances at center. All across to Passanante. Cream changing. Isaac the only guy back. Passanante battling with him. And Isaac ties him up. And Passanante going for a couple of taps on Nate Isaac. Drop the gloves. Let's go. Let's get some fights going. Martin sends it underneath. Has no one there. Apood will take it up ice. Down the left wall. Apood walks in. Passanante reaches the stick in there. Takes it underneath.
Patrick's at the bench.
Apood, puts one towards the net. Saved by Mackey. Up high to Rourke. Down for Finnegan. Finnegan loses it. Strutt over to Martin. Once the empty cage, sends it to Lang. Wide, no icing. Rourke will slap this one down right to Strutt, and he scores. Gray will win off a half-second difference. What a finish.
Definitely an interesting finish for Team Cream as they will drop to 0-2.
Oh, it was bold to take out Patrick, and Rourke thought he would send it down the ice. But Strutt was waiting, and that clock had, 4/10 of a second when it hit the back of the net?
I think so.
Crazy. So that leaves us now to blue and gray. Not sure if it's for a championship appearance or, well, I guess technically this is the championship.
This would be.
Yeah.
Cream lost both their games, so you could make this the actual one, or you could have them rematch later.
We'll find out. This might be the last event that we have for you guys today, but we'll see. Not sure how this one will finish off. We told the latest it will go would be 5:20. It is 5:02
Yes.
at the moment, so we shall see. Andrew, back to you here for this final game.
Oh, that's right.
Let's recap the goals real quick. You
All right,
guys
go
are
ahead.
actually interested. Cream versus Blue. It started off with Hurst from Walker. Cream responded with Sharamonte from Rourke, and then Blue won it from Walker and Hurst. Gray versus Cream. Reed from Draper, and then Cream got 2 goals from Sharamonte. Draper tied it up, and then Strutt with the game winner.
So Blue will take it off the face-off. Makrikostas will move it over to Walker. Will be poked forward by Reed. Ford is picked up by Moran. He'll send it over to Draper. Draper in the slot. Shot goes wide. Dobransky will move it over. Walker with it. Both teams sharing a bench, so that'll be an interesting when they go to change. Walker up to Makrikostas. Across to Dobransky. He can't get a handle on it. Moran pokes it forward. 2-0 with Reed. He'll take it himself. Save made. And Reed is not able to pick up the rebound. Coburn.
Got some contact there. Where's the penalty?
Walker will move through center. He'll move it over to Dobransky. Dobransky tried to find Walker. Reed will pick it off. He'll carry himself. 3-on-1. Moves it over one more time. What a save by Colburn.
I think it's the Tate McRae that's playing in the background that's giving this extra juice.
Makrikostas moves it up to Walker. Walker drops it. Makrikostas cuts in. Saved by Mackey. Blue is changing. But here's Martin. Sends it over to Strutt. He can't get a handle on it. It was bouncing. Strutt in front. Passanante will score. The actual Passanante.
Good celly there, too. Go up 1-0. You got to make sure Blue knows it.
Ragno will carry. Moving in between the legs. Save made by Mackey. Strut. Up to Passanante. 2:50 to go. Passanante goes for the wraparound. Saved by Colburn, and he'll move this one up to Ragno. Ragno with Passanante right on him. We'll get lost in Makrokostas' stick. Too many men.
Referee's going to let him play on. Lack of referees.
Ragno. We'll try and find Hurst. Bounces off his stick. Mackey out to play it. He will get it off. Up to Passanante. Passanante over. Martin. Shot save made by Colburn. Makrokostas moves it up. Hurst. Tries to get around Moran. Shot there. Save made by Mackey. Pass there from Martin. Finds Draper. Shot save made. Rebound. Dancing around him. A little bit of a hook by Draper on Colburn. And the puck will make its way out to Reed at center ice.
Physicality ramping up.
Draper gets the pass across. Save made. Rebound still bouncing around. Moran with it. He gets taken down by Makrokostas. He'll pass that one up to Ragno. 3-on-0 for Team Blue. Ragno to Hurst. Puts on the brakes. Misses the net as it hits the side. Draper will flip it up. And now Moran and Reed on a 2-on-0. Moran drops it for Reed. Reed shot save made by Colburn. Tries to play it. Will eventually get it poked out to Walker. Walker, shot, save made by Mackey. He flips that one straight up into the air to land at Draper's skate. Off the boards, tries to get Moran. He will. Might have been offsides. Moran in, save made by Colburn. Reed picks up the rebound. Blocked. Makrokostas will try and find Walker out of his reach. Mackey will go out to play this one. 45 to go. Down's going to be lifted all the way down. Moran with it. Trying to get around Makrokostas. Send in front. Strut. Glove save made by Colburn. As he's going to send it the length of the ice, but intercepted by Martin. Hurst will pick off that pass. And now here comes Hurst. 25 on the clock. Saved by Mackey. Across, and that one will go in for Walker. 17 seconds to go, and this game is tied. Martin will carry for Gray. Can't get around Makrokostas. Picked up by Passanante. He'll move in. Save made Colburn. 1 second, and time is up. Both teams picked 2 players. I heard Joseph from here. Both teams picked 2 players. I'm guessing we're doing a little quick shootout.
Okay.
To decide a winner.
This should be interesting. The tiebreaker to end it between Blue and Gray.
Soon they could just rematch.
They could.
Cream just has to sit and watch.
Yeah, they tried their hard. They won the first competition at the end, or to start things off here. So, I mean, everyone has a win, respectively. Who do you think you're going with here?
It's an interesting one for sure. Blue, I think Makrokostas is going to go, and I think Walker's going to go. Maybe Hurst.
Maybe Hurst here. I'd say Hurst Walker versus
Reed
Draper.
Yeah.
The vets.
I could see that.
Ooh. Coaches decide. Is that what I heard?
I think so.
They want the certain players to get practice here, just in case.
Maybe.
This is for the win for the entire day.
Yeah.
Because everyone was tied coming into this. And, of course, now as we go down to the shootout, everyone had 1 win apiece. Well, technically 2 if you want to go across the board that 4th challenge. Well, everybody's at center. We'll see.
Maybe they're just going to have every team.
Maybe. Except Cream.
Except for Cream, sorry.
Sorry, Cream. Team Isaac/Patrick for the seniors on that squad. Kevin Mackey to the left and Patrick Colburn to the right. And let's conclude this senior day with a shootout.
Yes. Are both teams going to go at the same time again?
Oh, boy. Ragno and Moran to start it. We're going to watch Ragno. His shot, he scores.
Moran's shot is blocked.
Ooh.
That's in.
Joyce say it's a goal. We're going to talk about it. Ragno for sure scored. Moran.
Looks like they were saying, yeah, it was just the first team to score.
Okay.
So despite the fact that the Moran shot trickled its way over the line, it wasn't quick enough. And Ragno scored first.
Well, Team Blue is your winner of the Senior Day skills competition, thanks to Corbin Ragno. It was one shot to win it. As they'll raise the 6 one final time possibly here at the RMU Island Sports Center to cap off this Senior Day. We hope that there is a game against Mercer sometime this week. Be sad for the guys to at least not try to get into that number 5 spot.
Yeah.
Or at least have an opportunity to. As we'll salute the crowd here today. Everyone that came out. And then everyone upstairs will head out for the senior dinner. But in the end, Team Blue wins the skills competition here. And one final goal horn just because from Phil Baczynski.
Because why not?
Yes, why not? But stay attention to the social media pages to see if that game against Mercer happens or not, meaning the RMU Club Sports Instagram and the RMU ACHAD1 Hockey Instagram. As we said earlier, if there's not a game, RMU will play Kent State on Friday night. If there is a game and RMU is victorious, they will play the West Virginia Mountaineers.
I don't know if this was ever mentioned on here, but I have not mentioned it. This year is the first year that all 4 club hockey teams will make the playoffs.
That's correct.
In, well, I guess D2 team history and D4 team history. Because when they made the playoffs, we made the playoffs for the first time. The women were a team. The D2 women were a team. So there was never a time where 1, 3, and 4 were all in as the only teams.
So it's been a special year across the board for all 4 of these teams. As D1 looking to keep the odd-year tradition going of making the championship, D2 will get their first crack in playoffs in their club history. D3 back in the playoffs for their 3rd straight year, and then D4 going for that three-peat that only Cal has done in CHE history.
Altoona did it 3 years ago.
Okay, Cal and Altoona then.
3 years before we won it, I should say.
There is no broadcast, of course, for the Mercyhurst RMU game that may or may not happen. The next stream will be the D2 Colonials taking on West Virginia in their finale. Then after that, we assume we have the D4 Championship game in partnership with 10 Band TV as Andrew's D4 Colonials take on Penn State Altoona for that three-peat, and seemingly be followed by the D3 Colonials versus D3 Kent State. Look at this full circle thing again, just like Friday. As the teams will head off, we will say goodbye. Thank you for joining us for this makeshift Senior Day skills competition. We're sorry there is not a game, but we at least could bring you something and see the 4 seniors, as well as Tyler Draper and Kevin Mackey, get saluted here today. Thank you all for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you sometime this week. If not, Saturday, D2 Colonials take on West Virginia. Andrew Keel, I'm Kaden McCrory. Thank you.